Welcome back to Midday. Okay, I am super excited today. We're here with Karen of Kentucky Wildlife Center. Karen, you've come on our show before. You always bring critters. So today we came to you, and we're talking otters.
I know, I'm so excited.
Well, first tell us a little bit about what the center does.
Our mission is to rescue and rehabilitate native wildlife and to improve the welfare of wildlife through education.
Your otters are really special. One, because they're super friendly, but the other reason is because you're the only place in Kentucky that does something like this.
Currently, we're the only place that the public can view North American river otters up close.
Let's talk about how you got the otters in the first place.
Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife participated with 21 other states to bring the North American river otter back to its home range. In the early 1900s, they were almost completely gone. They were live trapped, about 355, I think it was, otters from Louisiana, and brought them back and released them into Kentucky. Two of these otters came in at 4 years apart as orphans after severe floods and were referred to us from Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife.
So did somebody just find them out in the wild?
Right, after the flood.
Now, are otters a common animal for you to get at the center? Do people often run across these kind of creatures out in the wild that need help?
You know, surprisingly, we take about 1,000 animals a year, and we've only taken 3 otters in. So
wow.
We really, it's still pretty rare, but it's a good sign for the success of the program that they are making a comeback and they are being seen in the wild.
All right, well, these otters that you allow the public to come see are pretty much part of the family. Tell us about your 3 babies.
They were all orphans and they were bottle raised. So they were unable to be released back to the wild. Oscar's our oldest, he's 7. Ogden is 4, and then the baby is Oakley, he's 3. Studies have shown that they needed to be raised with either with siblings or with their parents to be able to survive, because they stay with their families up to about 18 months. And so without that skill set, learning from the family, they wouldn't survive in the wild. So they stayed on as education ambassadors. But it's a full-time job just to keep them as education ambassadors. We don't recommend doing this at home.
How's it like having an otter in your house, basically?
This was one of the site of the original Kentucky Wildlife Center. So we have a large otter species-specific habitat built onto the back of this site, but we're building a new one at the new location so that the public will have more access to them.
Now, are they playful by nature?
They are. They're always in a good mood. They're very playful. But we're happy to have the 3 of them as for each other, because they entertain each other all day long when they're not entertaining us.
Well, talk about that, like your daily upkeep of them. How does one go about taking care of an otter?
Well, and again, that's one of the reasons we recommend not doing it at home, is it does require specialized nutrition, specialized habitats, specialized veterinary care. They can be very time-consuming, expensive to care for. So we do recommend that if anyone did come across a baby otter, to reach out to us, and we would be happy to help.
I mean, they basically have become part of your family.
They have. And part of that's their enrichment too. All of the animals that are part of our education program bond to primary caregivers. And the primary caregivers are responsible for their day-to-day care, enrichment activities, making sure that they have the best possible life if they cannot be released, which is our first goal. And if not, then they're part of our education ambassador program. We want to make sure that they have an incredibly great life as long as they're with us.
Sure. Why is it so important for the public to come and see what you're doing, especially with these otters?
For us, because it's a reintroduction species, we want people to care not only about the North American river otter, but about our waterways and protecting that environment and realizing that all of it is connected, and that human health and animal health and environmental health, it's all connected. And the otter is such a great ambassador because they're incredibly adorable. And when people can see up close an animal like the North American river otter, then they can empathize and they can put a face with the cause. And to me, that's very important.
Why are otters so important in our ecosystem?
Well, they are one of the key species in our ecosystem. And so if they're eating the fish that may be polluted, that we can see if the toxins or pollutants are building up in them, then they're going to be one of the species that are going to show up in.
Sure. So it's very important for us as people to respect them and their place in the system.
Right.
So thankfully, people like you take them in and have a good time with it.
We do. We have to have a good time working with animals.
Well, they're so fun. I never had envisioned an otter being like playing with a puppy, and these guys are like the most curious, cute things that I think you cannot, like you said, you cannot help but smile and laugh
You
while
can't
you're
help but
around
smile.
them.
And they truly enjoy it because they've been with us since they were newborns. They were neonates when they came in on bottles, and so we are the world they know. And so, you know, it's pretty exciting.
It's exciting and it's a blast. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
I told you, I don't think I'm going to go back to the studio ever.
We'll put you to work.
I'm just going to live in the enclosure. Well, Karen, where can we find more information about the Rescue Center?
You can check us out at our website at kywildlife.org or come by the new center at 4270 Georgetown Road in Lexington.
Well, you are doing amazing work out there, and you know we will be back
I
for
hope so.
many, many stories.
You're always welcome.
Well, I told you I'm living in the enclosure. I'm going to take you
Putting you to work.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so-
Always
okay.
fun. Stay with us. Midday. I'll be right back.